The EPA is now acting on claims from scientists that gas from cows is seriously contributing to global warming. The Environmental Protection Agency is now reportedly considering a tax on belching bovines. You may not care if you don't own any cows, but believe me, this would directly affect your bottom line at the supermarket and cause a big stink for American farmers. And one congressman says such a tax could cost billions. He is Congressman James Sensenbrenner of Wisconsin, and he's the ranking Republican of the House Select Energy Independence and Global Warming Committee. Good morning, Congressman.
Morning, Megan. How are you today?
I'm fine, thanks. So this all stems back to the Supreme Court basically upheld the EPA's right to regulate certain gases and emissions. And now the EPA appears ready to do that with respect to methane gas, gas that cows belch out when they're sitting out on the field. And now the EPA could make farmers pay for that gas?
You're right. $175 a year for each head of dairy cattle, $80 a head for each head of beef cattle per year, and also $20 a head per pig if you're a pig farmer. This cow fart tax shows how outrageous the whole global warming and climate change debate is. And it's going to hit everybody directly at the supermarket when they buy beef or pork or milk. Those prices are going to go up because it's going to be that much more expensive to produce these essential food commodities.
Now, Congressman, I saw you with a straight face just brush right over that term. You know what you called it. Here at America's Newsroom, we're referring to it as the cow gas tax.
Mm-hmm.
So much more civilized.
But well, it might be more civilized. The EPA calls it digestive gases. We all call those farts.
This is not feeling like a career high for me. Let me ask you, though, Congressman, it is serious business because if those are big numbers you mentioned. $175 a head of cattle, $20 a head of for pigs, and so on down the line. That's a lot of dough for farmers. They don't wind up eating that. They wind up passing that along.
Sure, and it's going to hit everybody at the supermarket. Now, I wonder if the EPA is going to say you can get an exemption from this tax if you put a catalytic converter on each end of the cow. I wonder what the Humane Society would say about that.
And so what will happen as a practical matter? I mean, if they really do try to crack down on this, they say that these gases account for something like 20% of the methane gas out there, or the emissions out there. If this happens and this tax is imposed, as a practical matter, how is it going to affect the average Joe in middle America?
Well, the average Joe, when he goes to the supermarket and buys any kind of dairy product or beef or pork, is going to end up paying through the nose to pay for the cow fart tax. Or you're just going to see these types of essential food commodities disappear from the shelf. This, in my opinion, shows how ridiculous the whole debate on climate change and global warming has become when you give a non-elected agency like the EPA the power to impose a tax on cow flatulence.
I think we should all protest the EPA, and I got a great way to do it. Video response this video with what you think about the EPA and rip a good fart. Pass this to everyone you know and make it viral.